We have one more game to come here for week number 6, and it will be on Erangel between our 16 teams for PEL Phase 2. And to my left, it's Froz, it's Avenger. Boys, it's still been a crazy week for Erangel. Unity's got themselves 2 wins. We got a Stalber-ish ending. Crazy stuff so far. How do we round out Erangel? Don't you dare say military. What are your thoughts?
I can't talk now.
Okay, Froz, what's your opinion?
I want to see a urban ending, a Pochinki, Yasnaya ending. One of those 2 cities would be really good to see, and I want to see, because we don't get those urban endings, and they are so much fun to watch. Sadly, we had one on Miramar, but it was only 5 teams alive, 13 people, because everyone was on the west side and were fighting each other. But normally, when you have an urban ending, you would see at least double the amount of players alive, and that's when it gets a little bit tricky, because how do you adapt to that? Where do you have people? And that's what's so fun to watch with urban endings.
Just give me a Pochinki ending here for this game, and I'll be happy. No, but what I also want to see is also, we have some teams that are very close to 100 points. The top is actually very, very close. Winstrike, G2, Navi, and they could all break the 100-point mark for this week so far, and I'm curious to see if anybody is going to do it and who is going to do it, because I think definitely one of them are.
Let's take a look at the standings as a whole here. Raise Your Edge and TSM still battling for the 5th and 6th. We'll keep our eye closely on that. At the same time, though, 12th and 13th, 314 points apiece. ENCE does enough to move them slightly out of relegation, but it is very, very close.
Navi is exactly 300 points ahead of Team Vitality.
Oh my.
But you also have Reciprocity and Unity just below M19 there.
Yep.
They're just tiny, like trying to tap up there on the 12th place.
Did you say tiddly-tattling?
Yeah.
What is that? That's some interesting. Let's take a look at the kills coming in as well. 2 extra players break the 100-point mark. A Doozy and Ibiza. Wait, no. Sims. Ibiza. I think we've had that conversation with him a long time ago, and he only goes with Ibiza, right?
But I mean, James, he's probably going to break that as well in the next upcoming game here. And then you have Tixu down on 96 kills, Fuzzface 95, Best Lars 95. There's a few potential people to join that 100 kill club.
And are joining the top 5 damage leaders, 19.6 thousand damage.
Getting close.
Getting very close. I wonder why, though, guys. How many players do you think is going to break the 100 kill mark after we're done with all 96 games?
100 kill mark.
That's above the 1 KD. 1 KD is really good in a pro league setting like this.
Yeah.
Or 1 kill per game. I don't want to say KD because some of the games they didn't die, of course.
Sure.
But 1 kill per game, I think it's going to be very, very close to 15 players.
I think it's going to be on 15 exactly.
I think 15 exactly.
Yeah.
I'll say...
what makes you think exactly?
So down to 15th place right now is Real, sitting with 79 kills.
Yeah.
So everybody above there is closer to 100 than him.
All right, then. Well, there you go.
I'll take 16 then.
You take 16?
Yeah.
All right. So it's on 16th place.
You don't have a say, James. Now,
no, well, you guys have the stats right in front of you.
If it goes below, you win. If it goes mine or above, I win.
Oh.
You're playing the Price is Right strategy here. Like,
yeah,
I'll take, how much does this cost? Oh, it costs $99. How much do you think it costs? I think it costs $99.01.
That's perfect.
Yeah. Well,
so clever.
Wow, yeah. I mean, you're not wrong.
Well,
I mean, but you're the one
you haven't made a single prediction in this phase. Sims made yours for the week 1.
Yeah.
You have no idea who are the top 5 teams that he predicted to be in that.
Let's let James make a prediction for the upcoming game here. Who's gonna be winning it? Who's gonna be on 16th place?
I never asked you guys who's gonna win the game.
No, but we are asking you right now. Who's gonna win it? Who's gonna be on 16th place?
Who's gonna win and who's gonna be on 16th place? All right. Navi's going to win. Ooh, bold.
All right.
And Reciprocity is going to be 16th place. No.
Oh,
no,
okay.
No.
You said it. I wrote it down here.
Okay, we're doing that.
Right.
Whatever. I'll stick with it. I'll stick with my guns. They're not going to be 16th place, but I'll stick with my guns anyway.
Well, no matter how they end so far in this game here, they're going to have a decent week. They're at 59 points so far this week.
It's been better.
So they can be doing a bit better. Of course, last game here, if they get a decent game, that's going to be looking like tough for us.
One last try for G2 to break the record and getting themselves 3 wins on one day. Is it going to happen?
Do it! It's game number 72. Time to go over to our commentators for the final time here in week number 6. We're going to Erangel. It's time for Pansy and Sims. Take it away, team.
happens one day. Can G2 do it, Rich? Are you a believer?
I am.
You are?
I am a believer. We're in Berlin. It's not Championship Sunday, but it is a Sunday. It's not FaZe Sunday, so maybe it now has to pass the buck.
All right, fair enough.
G2 are looking like they're in prime position to take it.
You guys in chat, let us know who you think is getting this one. Spam those emotes, put the names in chat. I want to see it. Who are you backing on this one? Who's got your eye? Because these teams wanted that last game of the week. Get it under the belt, get ready for that next week coming up as well, as we're closing in towards that ever so dangerous relegation starts looming, that top position starts looming. Everyone wants to start getting towards those top ends of all of this. So let's see if there's any differences. Sets on the run. D-Mash not quick enough to pick anything up to be able to take him down. And M19 up in the north this time. FaZe heading off to Milta this time.
Usual place for them. Generally speaking, everyone will be able to get to their home territory, starting above Zaki in the northwest and then heading down south, and we end it over just teetering on the edge of Novo. Rec, hopefully having for a better game this time round, a rough one for them. And Millicircle would be absolute prime to round out week number 6. If they get it, they need to take full advantage, go and rush the liquid compound, sit there, set up, get ready to receive all these players that will be coming across their bridge, and they've got it. Here we go. You have been gifted, boys. Take advantage. Make use of this. I'm looking at Navi here. Will they set up for Liquid? Liquid always like to go about the 2 minutes mark. Or well, even this time, because everyone's starting to realize what they do, will they go for a different and bold play? 2, 3 minutes, lackluster loot. They usually just bomb it across those bridges. Only Scoom can feed this information. There's only Scoom there to actually receive them once they come across the bridge. If he's got guns and if he's got gear, he can do it, because usually Liquid find themselves out-geared.
Oof. Okay, and the one time FaZe didn't go Millie.
Monka S.
That's a good one. That's a good one. Yeah, I don't know. This is a fun one. There's a lot of...
I'd really like to see Shiv. He's got a vehicle. I'd like to see them get gear and just go on that bridge now. They've got to come across. They have to do it. You know where Liquid likes to go. Go and kill them. They're going to be here any minute. Go and get set up and kill them on arrival.
Yeah, but you say that like killing Liquid's just like, yeah, just set up and get ready.
They're usually undergeared and they sit on the bridge. Yes, they might have something to fight back, but they just drive across.
I still don't think it's that viable.
You know what? They're going to prove me wrong.
They're
going to do something different here. I bet they, just to completely prove me wrong, because they like to do the same thing over again, they'll just turn it on and say, no, you know what? Bolster it, we'll change it up completely.
Honestly, I just don't think it's worth it. You get held back, right? So let's say you do bridge camp. Let's say Reciprocity, let's say, whoever gets in position for it. Team Liquid come across. You're not going to insta-sweep them. They're still Liquid. Even if they are undergeared, they'll give you a good fight. You look at all the teams who will start rotating. That bridge gets busy. You're now held back. Your loot's going to get battered. And teams are hitting that coast every single time. G2 will do it. Raise Your Edge will do it. Love getting those boats heading across as soon as they can. Unity then will start pulling across. I don't know. I think there is potential for it, but you have to be so ready and so quick at it. I just don't think it's viable.
The game's given up now. There's nothing they can do.
No, it's done.
If they crash the buildings where Scoom are, maybe they lose one. But we've seen it before where they will just go on that hillside, make sure they have security, the height advantage, keep themselves covered. You should see them now peel off to the right-hand side. They'll take the bigger vehicles, and that's fine. Peel off the right-hand side, go up the hillside. Maybe Jeem scouts out these initial ones just to make sure, but the security in numbers and security in height, that's where they're going to get. Rec have set themselves up in the corner area, but it's a very small amount of ground. You got the little Hagrid shack, as the people like to call it. Small, tiny one-tier building. It's a textbook play from Liquid. Nobody's in...
Rinse and repeat.
Yeah, actually, you know what? It isn't. Maybe they're aware that FaZe Clan may have dived out. Maybe they're aware that Rec might actually be setting up for them. This is a bit of a safety play. I'm okay with this. Actually, thinking about it, last time they did this,
yeah, they did.
FaZe did dump on them. So maybe this is a different approach to just secure that.
Maybe. I think they're also just drastically undergeared. Position trumps the weaponry at this point. I saw a Vector, I think, out there, and it's just like it's not what you want, obviously, but at this point, getting to the island when it's limited cross time, right? Like for safety reasons, you're not going to be able to get there late game. There's going to be so many people here. FaZe in the boats, off we go. Sure, they'll be going around to their normal kind of beaching spot. Everyone's kind of got their spots here. I'm just curious how this plays out, because normally when it is a Millie Island, we have the whole island in this. This time we don't. It is cut off, so the radio tower is not in play. That kind of hillside around the back is limited. You can't play that cross town on the eastern bridge. So if you do want to go Millie Island, there isn't that much room here, so you do want to move early.
Given that scenario, I wonder where FaZe goes. They either beach it at Novo and work their way in on foot, because they can take the aerial tower and work their way down. Yes, they'll be playing edge. But you would have to expect...
They peeped each other. That's adorable. Simple thing for a simple mind. I'll say it so you don't have to. It's fine.
Okay. Oh. What?
No, we are friends. We beeped. Nice Harry Potter car.
Dun, 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 dun.
I've been playing that game a little bit. It's quite
Stop
fun.
it. We don't talk about it.
It's Leviosa.
Don't embarrass yourself, Lauren.
I'm always embarrassed. Winstrike, NIP going towards Na'Vi. Na'Vi have lingered on this bridge. It's the first time I've ever seen them do this sort of thing for as long as they have. They might be setting up a bridge camp. That actually might be the factor here. This is a rarity.
Ooh, Nip and Winstrike.
These are both going towards a very similar location. And let's keep tabs on where they go. Winstrike are looking for boats. Na'Vi, little by little, heading across. I see minis. I see enough loot. They look well enough looted to be able to take a good fight here if they had to. So they're probably more than happy to take their time on this. They have the late kind of rotation coming from the last two players as well. Going to supplement them on the bridge. And honestly, Vitality are trying to... I think they did something similar. Or Vitality might just be scouting bridge, to be fair. They pulled up on the east for a second or two. Obviously, you can't fully camp it because it's going to be in the blue, but you know it is the gateway across.
FaZe beach it at Novo, or just above from it to make sure no one else is in there, making a last stand, and that's fine. You might get the odd vehicle or two. That's the one difficulty they will have at that point. But there is safety, it is security, it is playing edge. That's the negative factor of that one. Bonus of Vitality, maybe they set up the bridge entrapment now. Maybe they went for the Knights, DA, Raise Your Edge, all these players that have to make their way across. Difficulty now.
I'd love to see Vitality set up on just when you come over that bridge, just on the west of it. I'd love that. You know, the little hill that everyone diverts to because you don't want to run past those two towers. Love to see him sit there.
I'll tell you what's happened with Nip, a bit of a problem there. Winstrike have strangulated them further for the simple fact they took multiple boats. They could have all dove into one. Instead, they scouted the beachhead and actually took multiple, which then stops people trailing behind them and gives left vehicles to get across from there.
Also, there could be the fun thing of when this just stays with some north part of the map in it.
Imagine.
I know it does have to eventually move away from water, but there's a world in which you can contain land for quite some time.
Yeah, hard shift. If that hard shifted to the north, this is just going to be a wild run because in theory there would be more land in the... If it went to the north, it would cut off a vast amount down south, and it's looking like an anchor. Who knows? That's the good thing about PUBG. We don't know what's going to happen. Circles like this, it can be complicated, can be confusing, but more importantly, it gives us something to commentate. And
the Knights have pulled up for a bit here.
It's a bit of fun.
Everyone's... I quite like this kind of staggered cross approach where teams stay for a little bit, have a glimpse. Oh, Iroh.
He doesn't know. He doesn't know.
Iroh's... Is that a nade?
He
just switched it. Okay, I thought he was about to drop a nade. That could have been very scary, yeah. And while all this happens, the Knights are waiting, and then CrowCrowd are coming out behind them as well. So Race need to move soon. They need to figure out a plan. I don't know what they're up to.
Well, I'm going to be out in the blue. Speaking of in the blue, it's a different kind of blue. It's the C. AUG there for a Winstrike player. We're just going through Harry Potter now. We're moving on to Disney. How many more of your... Oh, dear.
That could be nasty, from Pride Rock.
Not
nice. Not nice at all for Winstrike. They went for it. They went for the pickup there. They had the both boats, and this is greed. They wanted that. They wanted that drop. They could have maybe swung around, come in safer. Now, the circle has shrunk. That's the important thing. We do have a little bit of the bridge in. We still have Ferry Pit in, but that's cut off. And yeah, this is not looking good. Bye-bye, Winstrike.
Oh, boys. You run the gauntlet, but you should have known with a circle like that, the cliffs are going to be dangerous. You could have... They could have come in on the west.
How have Na'Vi got this?
Because they fear no man.
Apparently so.
They truly fear nobody. Liquid will have to pick where they want to go. They'll have good land coverage, and that's also backed up with the fact that Winstrike's now dead. They didn't come on the western coast, and if anyone was going to be a problem to them...
I'm pretty sure Menox is about to bleed out.
Because of the blue.
Yep. He got tagged up so much by the Knights coming across. He's going to get picked up here. And this is... Racers took their time, but they're not the only ones. You still have CrowCrowd. You have DA out there. This whole... Oh, God. Chris is getting peppered from CrowCrowd. He's down as well. It does look like the Blues killing him, but it is these players. They are absolutely racking up the body bags here. And now it's just Sigsy. I think Fast Rail standing.
That's clever. Sigsy kills him because the blue knocked him. Before the final bullet went in, remember, if you do knock a player and they're confirmed for the blue, you get the point. But it was the blue that took out Menox, I think. So if he's bleeding out, they won't get points for that. But the blue knocked Chris. Before there was a confirmation, Sigsy killed him. That's a little bit of an IQ player to deny any kind of points, and that's the time where you can deny points.
Yeah, that's nice. That was smart.
And that's why they've run across there to confirm fast rail, because he wouldn't, if he was knocked by the blue, if it was that player earlier on, that would have been 0 points again. So they go over, and that's why they're here now in this position.
Yeah, it was a smart little play, but we still have so many teams out here. You've got DA just sat out in the blue. This is mad.
It's the bad side of Sosnovka Island, right? Circles when they come in like this. It can get messy, both players pulling up.
This is sick. Constantine's got the car moving. At least he can keep moving forward a little bit here. Squeaky's already backed off from this, and Constantine's like, nah.
Just cliff
Gonna get into the water, try and swerve away the serpentine in the car. Oh, how controlled is that Mini? Car smoking. Constantine does make it out of there for now. Wanderer's ahead, elite players there with him too. They're looking for options. That Eastern Bridge is not the way you guys want to go right now.
Out of the frying pan and into the fire.
They have no idea as well.
No, I mean...
You might expect one team here. 4? No.
Knights are still on the bridge. You cruel, cruel bunch of players.
What era is this? What year is this? What TSM team would be out here in the blue this long? I see just Marius up here on the map. It's insane. Oh no. Wanderer. Wanderer's trying to send it there as best he can. DA are on the move, and it's just everyone piling in. This is such a messy battle.
We are fighting in the blue. You might not see it on screen. You can certainly see it on the minimap. All these players should be stimmed up to the 9s. If they're not, they're going to be dropping like flies. I've already seen a few. And it is after a fight, and that is the punishing part. Once you get involved in a fight, as we saw with Chris, a few shots in the back, and the blue finish you off. I suppose the good sign to that is that your teammate can kill you to deny the points. It's kind of like giving yourself up to the blue.
Yeah.
Your teammates are doing you a favour.
DA are about to turn up right behind ENCE. Mikas is going to just be kind of holding the back, basically. He's going to see maybe 2 of them turn up. I think Mert and Sixmo are both here. I think a Beautiful Death and Ira are pretty far off. New Circle going to come in right about now. It's going to center up again. Na'Vi maintain pretty much center on this. Reciprocity not far off it either. G2, Team Liquid, wherever you want to cut it, they're all pretty good. Teams that are not good are all in the east here.
We've still got teams out in the blue. We'll ignore them for now and talk more about this circle. Na'Vi Plum Center. Happy days for them. Oh, Unity. Maybe they don't realize how close Reciprocity is. Reciprocity is going to be setting up a bottleneck 2 across the road. And the last remaining shacks, you do get a bit of a decent compound there to give you some line of sight. Liquid have gone for a 2-2 split. GMT and Samty, the brothers in arms, are Finns. Down south, keeping a track of Rec and Unity here in all this action. Ibiza has to be very careful. He's on his own in the north. Jimbo's there, but at distance at the moment. Up on board with TSM. There inside Sosnovka base.
CrowCrowd still in the blue.
DA, raise your edge, still in the blue. When it comes to this point, you're playing for placement. Like, what can you really do unless you can just scramble a lot of meds?
I mean, they could all get across the bridge, right? Sigsy's probably dead in the water, right? He lost everything on that first initial cross. He can't be helped. Crow can get across.
They should just go for it, stim up and run.
Yeah.
Look, Senpai, you're about to die to the blue. There's no reason to be here. Just heal up and go. And he is dead. And now for Sigsy, it's a matter of confirming that kill. If he doesn't confirm it, that's a decent nade, but still, you have to make sure you confirm this to get the point, otherwise the blue gets a point.
Yeah, Mikas might be the sacrificial lamb here. DA are going back out east.
They've tried to bait it, haven't they? Maybe they spotted where NIP was. Well, all this has been going down, by the way, NIP is still alive on the opposing side of the bridge. Sigsy does get the point. So making the best of advanced situation, denying one and then taking one back. Fair play. Rory over by the missile silo. Claire's an eye-line on M19. I think it's M19. If not, that's going to be Reciprocity. Yeah, it must have been M19. Actually, I didn't realize M19 were over by the playing field.
Yeah, they're over there.
The graveyard.
They pulled up.
It's messy, this, isn't it?
It's an absolute struggle bus of a game.
I suppose the good thing for DA is that they'll be able to get back in.
Oh, 8C. This is a nice bit of vision for him. Control on the AK, only one tag really out of it. Did manage to get the car a little bit worse for wear, but the Knights, this fried tire. Oh, Snark's doing flips. How is he alive? You kidding me? What the hell was that?
I'd have been dead if that was me, for sure. But he's in a strange position. It's a struggle position, isn't it, really? How far can you go from that one? slower
creep
side of
up
the circle.
wall, yeah.
If there was anything
He's
good, oh no, ENCE, the rest of ENCE are coming across the bridge and they don't realise that Nip's on the opposing side of it.
Well, I think it's only Mikas. Mikas had to do something, and I think this was his last shot at things. DA did eventually go away. They've, I guess, made it across the Eastern Bridge with bandages and God knows what.
Dissipating.
Yeah, they are in a rough state. Aduzi's found one of the NIP boys. NIP have rocked up towards Na'Vi. They've... Wait, look at that shift. That's gone east. TSM suddenly get king territory. They're in good spots here. VOD's been confirmed by a nade. That's a bit of beautiful irony. A couple of magic in the middle of nowhere. Na'Vi are mopping these up. NIP don't have anywhere to run, nowhere to hide.
Questionable.
And Miragu just gets slapped aside.
Interesting play to make it for those when you should know there's going to be teams kicking it in there. How many times have we seen these circles? But nevertheless, NIP do pull up. And they will go out. 15 position for them. M19 made it here earlier on, so now they can take the pick of the bunch for all these late players like Unity, like CrowCrowd. There's 2 solos out on the ends. Knack does go down. Sets out there as well if CrowCrowd do see him, but he has to be careful with that M24 in the pocket, as you can see. Up on the kill feed, Ira finally. And this is what happens with DA now. How many more survive?
Still
a beautiful death,
just
that's
gone.
2. And they're just going to be fall side by side.
Look
There's
at the
Mert,
Liquid
that's
squad
3.
roll out. This is huge for them. Car's on fire. If he get out of there, he might just send it into Jeems a little, but they've managed to stay alive. That was risky as hell. They just ran the gauntlet.
Jimbo turns up wearing a ghillie suit and M24. I think there's 1 player remaining for Digital Athletics. Keep an eye on the kill feed.
That's
You'll see them bleeding out.
If he makes it in, that'll be the last player.
It'd
We'll
be
see.
a miracle.
He might do. He might just make it. He's just about there, and he should be in. So 1 player left standing. 60 still on the way. I think he's in a push bike at this speed he's going, but he's doing his best. Wanderer's going for a walk. He knows Unity are close by, but Reciprocity holding the cross. Constantine in a battle and a half. He's still trying to keep himself in this one. Claiming points as he goes, and that's a nice little pickup as he sprays into the corpse of Orange.
That's a fair bit of distance as well. A couple of 100-meter shots, so keeping overwatch from a distance. Chris onto Squeaky. Unfortunately, the Finns have rocked up to where 4 teams are. G2, ENCE, Vitality, FaZe. The northern edge of this circle is going to be a bloodbath. Everyone else is kind of disengaged and pushed back, finally. Thinks he does go down.
He put a couple of shots in the air. That was nice of him.
Appreciation, right?
Just lowers his accuracy stats overall, but it's fine. Astish, watch his whole team get murdered. Now the 1-man band having to try and do something on the southern side, but it's Reciprocity. They're watching this cross like absolute heroes. Constantine from up above gets them down. Unity in 13th.
Rec causing problems for these teams over here. The second time Scoom's got involved and lead him so little help. Put him at wit's end there and an easy pickup. G2 once again spreading their wings on the northern edge. Chris the New Deer will be a 2-man band directly in the middle. And then further afield, we see Brexcope. Kaint plays the back lines, watching for snakes. Really good play by Kaint. You can't see it on your screen. But if you're watching the map, you'll be able to do it at the moment. He's just watching outside of the blue, seeing if any snakes want to creep in and make sure that G2 have a clear line. All they have to do is face forward. It pays dividends. It's going to pay dividends if you can just don't have to worry about what's coming from behind you, because time and time again do we see teams just their entire defensive line broken by just 1 player being there. Just 1 knock to a line of 4, then you have to send someone to res him, and then another team gets involved, third party. A snake in the grass.
FaZe moving to Vitality's area. They are. Okay, here we go. Uber's got the first contact on towards Shadow. 80's hitting up the low ground, and he's already got that down. That's really quick work from FaZe. It has been nicked by Udir, but it doesn't matter. They need to keep pushing this if they want to get it, and they need to be very careful. A lot of eyes have just turned towards them. If they go low ground, you'll be very open towards G2. High ground is Vitality. New circle comes in, and again, TSM, really good positioning.
TSM just have to be careful that they can keep control of this. It will get messy down there with all the pipes, pylons, barrels, whatever. All the oil refinery area, it can get very messy. And now we have 2 teams of 4 just sending it directly in. Liquid, they'll come beneath Rust. On the backside by the garages, though, Reciprocity have also turned up. So vehicles, players out. TSM, this is your position. But boys, have you got to fight for this and earn your money?
Yeah, and they're split, aren't they? That's Rory, Gustav, Wookie, Michael. Everyone's kind of on their own. So they've got Reciprocity on their door. They've got Liquid on their door, and Sigmo's snaking around in there. They're hoping maybe for some third-party help, and maybe they're going to get it. You have Wanted and Samty very close by. Car goes boom, and Samty goes in. We're looking for Reals and Wanted. What can they achieve from this one?
There is a question that maybe TSM haven't capitalized on the fact and moved early. You look at Liquid where they were. They've come down from the mountains. They literally have Rust to themselves. They've also planted one inside the western apartment so they can keep control of it.
Kane just got massive tags from, I think that's Trifley who had the angle. Yeah, it was. Hold on, we'll come back to this because G2 are trying to make their move and they're being met by everyone. This isn't even Vitality or FaZe. This is what I thought was going to meet them. But no, it was ENCE first and foremostly. Rustam, big spray from Nasus. The man's got poise and control, but can he get more? No, the nade will do the job. That's FaZe holding the line. They fell back early. They went low ground on this one, and now they take the higher points. Mexi cleaning up Vitality, and G2 are left in tatters.
And you know what? FaZe might just benefit from this further. Get themselves involved, keep pushing, keep prying, and maybe they pick up points and kills. More importantly, a placement. They remove this unit in front of them in the form of G2. If they take them out, they will control the north, and they can play off the back of that and go whatever the hell they want. Navi, a doozy. Does take a bullet from Michael. That's a bloody good range as well. That's a 400-meter shot from the backlines. Good lord.
Yeah, but look at this trade out for Adir. He's going to get... Oh, Adir! That's a bit naughty, but now the blue's on his back. He's got to move. He's desperate for those points. Can he get them? He's got 1 HP. He's gone down, but he claimed one. He took one with him. Uber's probably pretty, excuse me, I think, yeah, it was Uber who's going to be pretty mad about that one. Mexi's still knocked, but I think they can get him up. Yeah, they're in the circle. They're okay, but they were the ones who survived the north, but they did lose out on the player there.
So TSM
if it ends in this actual area, I'll be so happy.
It's going to be weird. I don't know which way. You can't really call it, can you?
No, I want it to be in here. It's great.
I wonder if Navi flush FaZe and just push into them and completely eradicate them from that top end of the map.
They probably will. No, look at Senya in the car moving up. Brave, bold play, and it's a 50-50. You've got the road running
look
through.
At that.
That hillside can be really monstrous, but Reciprocity's position is actually quite nice too. Again, we can talk in that into a second because for now, Na'Vi are trying to deal with FaZe, who have probably the worst position out of all of this, unless they can deal with Na'Vi.
So Liquid's bold move to play for the little watchtower in the back of Rust has paid off. They can lay down. They have the metal fence, the concrete blocks, which will go want. Has he seen the feet? He must have seen the feet. Surely, they're both looking. They must have seen something. Yep, wanted, but he backs up. The gun's up in the air. Thought there were going to be a response, but they will take him out for now. So the Lone Ranger has gone down in the form of Samty. It was a bit overzealous play to put one player there, but you know what? Trying to keep a track of them's fine.
Oh, lovely headshot from Fuzzface, but you can see Reciprocity trying third party. FaZe are trying to fight their way forward. Na'Vi have been proactive, but they are clutching at straws here. It's not an ideal spot because of the amount of tension that can come towards them from the other side. Everyone is terrified of being that third party team. They both want to be the winners of this northern approach, but only one can survive from this.
You can understand what Samty were trying to do, and that was stop an advancement from the apartments and keep them in check, because essentially from the backside of Rush, you've got two concrete blocks. You've got one that holds Rush, then you've got the metal fence that runs parallel to it. Jeems, Ibby, and Gemty can only be tackled from one angle. Scoom has that angle, though, and that's why he's keeping them and tapping away at them. Makes it down and confirmed instantly. ENCE keeps a close eye on the watch. Spock Mordoi is forced to run this one with the blue on his back. Wanted and Reels could be a problem for Liquid if they make an advancement, but I'd expect Jeems to have their number rucked. It's an open play.
But right now, we'll wait and see how this resolves. Na'Vi still have great control. They did lose out on a doozy. Best watch, actually, excuse me, not a doozy.
I think that's dumb.
Senya finding 80. This is looking like we're down to the last man, which will be Fuzzface, and he's been eliminated. Na'Vi now control this side, but it's not much of a kingdom to claim. It's not ideal. That hillside on the west isn't bad. I don't know how much of it's still in play, but I'm sure they'll head back to it and we'll find out. Reciprocity, I was saying I like their position. That's where Jeems is. Dear Lord. Of course it is. The M249 in a bush as a Wookiee. That's just enough to make anyone smash the monitor in. It will be the Knights getting the attention from Na'Vi for now. But yeah, I love Reciprocity's position. You get the car, the car park to work from. You get complete control. Unless someone's on that hillside to your west, you're pretty safe.
I love the added advantage that the bipod will come out and the 249 been laid down as well. He can't be seen from any other angle apart from where the Knights are, so you can keep them in check if they want to make an advancement. They'll have absolutely no idea where he is. And then more importantly, if he gets on his knees, he's got the Kar 98 on the back so he could look upfield if he has to, and it goes the way of Liquid and TSM.
Okay. So here's the thing. There is, I guess, a tiny little lip, a little ridge that's on the grass, but it's all the teams now in the south that have the bigger issue.
Sorry to interrupt here. TSM instantly on the alert, on the reaction. The buildings where they are don't have any line of sight high. There's no verticality, there's no height. They're all playing at ground level off the back
Rich,
of these.
Speaking of TSM, look at Michael. The second he steps forward, he's baiting it, but...
They've got to play proactive. They have to defend this now because if Na'Vi make a push, there's only one way they're really going, and that's coming in on their left-hand side, but it's Rek who's behind them. They have to defend the line. They cannot let either of these two teams get on their doorstep, otherwise they're going to be in so much trouble.
It's just so many lines of sight, and with the chain link fence as it is, it's going to be hard. There's going to be a lot of lines that are really denied, because there's that big one kind of entrance to Millie base that runs in, the big main road, which is actually very hard. Look at Ibby's position. They've got 2 M249s. Who's allowed this to happen? PUBG gods. And here comes Na'Vi, right. So this is them moving up. This is about the only, like this area and a couple of trees are the only available position. Good tag towards Reels. There is a dip in the road. You can see it just in front of them. If they have to play to it, they can. Reciprocity prepare themselves to move. TSM get contact, I think, towards maybe Skoom or Raffi. That would be the kind of line of sight. Yes, it is. It's Raffi in the car park trying to work up. Haxeti cops a lot of the damage, though. That's a problem. Can they isolate a player? That's a big name in the game here. Pokemon is creeping up with the nade, I can imagine, if he's got one. Gonna try and drop that one through. There's the ridge I was talking about, the little bit of a lip that runs off the side. He might just have to play this. It's Jempty to find Skoom, of all people. Yes, Skoom tried to go further towards the road.
He's been there for a while, and I think Liquid have known it, just been keeping him in tone. Finally, he does go down. Remember, James can't move, though, because if he spins around, he'll expose his legs to the Knights and give up everything that he's got working for them. But he'll know that Na'Vi is literally just over the road from him. He's still... Oh, dear.
Gone too far. Reels gets tagged up again. The headshot's coming out from Na'Vi.
You know what? There's been multiple times, I think, that James could have took his time to strike, but he's not, because the bigger picture for him is dealing with Na'Vi once they jump that. Once they come over the wall, they are going to be murdered by that gun.
Okay, TSM, Reciprocity need to move, as does Sixmo. The Knights will have to as well. It will be kind of very polarizing here. Na'Vi still don't have to move too much. They're pretty safe. They're pretty secure. Obviously not paramount, not ideal position in comparison to the others. Hopefully for them, they still have some utility left in the form of smokes. I don't know how much they're able to get from this, but we should be looking at TSM and Reciprocity in my eyes. Yes, the Knights have to move, but still, Senya's just found a glimpse on Gustav. That's a big loss, actually. I'm surprised he was able to spot that one out, but here we are. We're Wanted and Reels making a run for it. This is the mad dash, trying to make something happen, and it doesn't. They go down in the end to Pokemon Molodoi. That would be Na'Vi controlling. Michael's nade does catch off Shiv. That's the battle building in the south. This is the line of sight they're all working on, and information being found by Jempty, to say the very least. But there's the M249 in the field, spraying in. Gets down Bestlosh, finds a bit of cover. Ibby now strikes. Na'Vi are in danger.
And the best thing about Ibby's position, he can go all the way to the end of Ross, the aerial tower, whatever you want to call it, and lay down and let the circle come to him. He's going to be in the middle, but from up high. And everyone else is going to be exposed. So once he gets up, if he's fed information from Jempty, the 249 can do so much work. You saw him fall up, I believe it was with the M16. The call comes through from James. He's holding an angle. Liquid should have this on lockdown, but the problem is TSM. They are back building. There's still 4 players alive, and Liquid can't deal with them. If they expose themselves, Na'Vi will strike.
James is so close to being spotted here, by the way. I think it's a doozy who, if he peeks up, James, even if he moves out from that little bit of a ledge, he actually could be dead here. A doozy's nade could be very good. It could be very accurate if it's timed properly, because James is visible with the gun on the back, basically. That's why it's been an issue. Now you can see Na'Vi fighting back here. If he's in danger, has hit the deck. They're trying to keep maybe cover up to allow for maybe Pokemon to get picked up. I don't know. There's the central point. Now, TSM start working their way forward. They're still trying to do the best they can. Covering fire still towards Ibby, and Pokemon is back on his feet. So Team Liquid have kind of let, maybe drop the ball there. And again, Na'Vi just really kind of keeping their angles covered. That's really nice work from them. But here come the nades again. James, position is noted. And look at his HP. He is in all kinds of danger. As soon as he steps up, he is done for. Aduzi going to make a bad dash through it. And Rory's going to find Jempty. Team Liquid. That's not gone well for them. They're now on the one man up on top. That's Ibby. Yes, he's close to the circle, but I don't know about his med situation. He's not fully healed up here. That's not great. Na'Vi now on the move. TSM being proactive, getting in there. That is nice play. 4 standing. TSM, you've got to feel, are doing good work in this situation.
But they have been spotted. Pokemon again, this was a great push to take out James and allow themselves into this gap, and now it's a numbers game behind the wall. Ibiza can keep one locked back.
Nade.
That grenade could be absolutely fantastic. Remember how close he's... Sixmo out of all this time! Finally, he's taken down 2! Oh my god, he may have just broken TSM apart!
And now the nade comes in from Ibby. This is all kinds of strange. 6 players alive. TSM just got brought through the ringer there. How many left standing for Na'Vi? I'm trying to keep up with this. Is it 2? Is a Doozy still up? Is a
down low,
still up?
surely.
Yes, they are. Okay, Revive coming in. TSM back on their feet, and you've got to know now what's going on here. Michael, Rory, they need to check this corner meticulously. Flash in hand for Ibby. He might have to go soon. He might have to work down those stairs. It's breaching clear time. Pokemon Boy goes down. And TSM sweep through Na'Vi. The last man stands. Oh, death from above for Ibby. He's got down Rory. Can he do any more? Is this too little too late? Wookiee's below. Oh, the spray. He's trying it. 5 HP. He makes the leap, and he can't do it. But what a try it was.
Valiant effort. But TSM come out on top. Wow, what an absolute electrifying finish. Ibiza so close so far, that iron girder at the end. The flying headshot might have been real, was trying to jump over the edge, but the blue did the damage. He survived for so long, claimed second position for Liquid. Na'Vi, they take out Jimbo.